The Kimberly Research and Extension Center was actually started in 1950 as a result of a request from the local farmers, questions that they had about the purity of the bean seed that they were planting. And so this was started as an experiment station to help improve the genetic purity of the bean varieties that were being grown in the area. And over the years it's grown from the original 80 acres when it was purchased to its current 180 acres. The primary research activities that take place here are actually quite varied from what it was when this experiment station began. In addition to bean research, now we do a lot of potato research, more specifically potato storage research, and that's kind of the hallmark of this research center now is the potato storage research program. But in addition to that, we also have a forage program that looks at primarily alfalfa, but we're beginning to look at other forage crops like silage corn and others. And then there's the pest management side.
Our research coming out of this potato storage research facility here is very unique. Up until maybe 10 years ago, there weren't that many other facilities. So a lot of the storage research had to come out of here in an unbiased public manner. So we're seeing a lot more of these newer varieties come in, and they all need to have tailored storage programs, tailored production out in the field programs. And so I would say that's a huge highlight for us, that we've been able to add and contribute to that, and to be able to say, hey, look, to a grower or to the industry, here's some of the pros, here's some of the cons, here's some of our recommendations based upon what we've seen in working with it in terms of our research on how to handle this newer variety.
One of the things that as extension faculty we try to do is to look at the needs that we think the farmers have, sit down with farmer groups and ask them, what do you need? What kind of information do you need now? What do you think you're going to need in 5 years? And use that in listening sessions to help us kind of focus what we're working on now and looking toward the future to do, and go with that as the basis for some of our research. And by doing that, we're answering questions that the growers really need to know. One other thing that is very nice about a research and extension center like we have right here at Kimberly is that it gives us the opportunity to have several of us faculty members working together on projects. There are very few projects or research questions that are as simple as how should you irrigate this anymore. Those have all been answered years ago. The type of work that we like to do now is more an integrated approach that says, if you irrigate this way, how does that impact weed control? How does that impact insect control? How does that affect fertility? How do you manage all of this as a package? And that's where we can do a lot of good work here on the R&E centers, because we have the area to do the work. We also have support staff to give us a hand. We have really nice facilities as far as pressurized water and water available to small plot areas. It's a great place to do that kind of work that takes a lot of extra work from a lot of people.
The growing conditions in another state are not the same as they are here. And I think that that's one of the values that we provide to our farmers and the agricultural stakeholders, is that we're conducting this research here on a local basis that gives them a first-hand look, or a look at the kinds of results that are more closely resemble their own farming operations. I think that this station plays a really important part of the agricultural economy that's here in the Magic Valley, because that's the biggest contributor to the economy. And because agriculture is so important to this area, it's important for us to be here, and to be here to be able to address any kinds of questions or challenges that these producers face.